Hello, hello. How are you? Hope all is well in your world. Beautiful night tonight. All right. Let your world be free of endless suffering and waves of worry. Well, there's truth in that. Many of us worry about the craziest stuff for hours and hours at a time. Our mind is full of clutter, chaos, sadness. I pray you find moments of peace. Well, we're all looking for a little peace, aren't we? In our daily lives. Some of us meditate, some of us go for long walks. Not easy. And in 2020, I think it's going to be even tougher. I think we're going to have a rough road ahead of us, and there's not going to be many of us that are going to have, weeks of peace. Australia right now has fires, there's flooding all over the world, and it's just begun. There's a massive shift going on throughout the universe. Some believe that our DNA is being changed. Others believe that we're part of a quickening, and the vibration is getting stronger every day. Always be aware of the words you speak. Well, that's true. Words are like weapons. You got to be careful the words you use. I've, in my past, used words to manipulate and cultivate outcomes that I wanted, and wasn't always using my words in a way that was in the best interest of the people I was speaking them to. It's good, if they can inspire the people you love. Not so good if you can manipulate coworkers or, someone who is investing in your company. When we speak words of rage, we change the energy in the room. Well, that's true. When we speak words of peace, we change the energy of the room. When we speak words of greed, we change the vibration of the room. In the new year of 2020, I think it's going to be very important to become a good listener and be aware of where the people are in your inner circle, because everybody's going to be at a different point in this quickening. So in other words, some people will be more awake than others. There are people like myself who are very sensitive, and I have been feeling, very minute, tiny shifts since 2006. Last year, 2019, I had a massive awakening. A quantum healing, if you want to call it that. Be patient with the divine flow of words you choose to speak. Well, it's true. I think we're going to have to be extra patient in the next 6 months. I think as we're shifting and our DNA is changing and the energies around us are changing, we're going to be deeply affected by these frequencies that are heightening each and every day. Some call it the quickening. Just live in a state of gratitude and praise for the magical gifts awakening within you. Well, it's true. We are awakening. I don't know if you're going to feel gratitude every day. I don't know if you're going to be screaming praise to the higher powers above, because I think there's going to be days that you're going to be feeling unhinged, uncomfortable. You're going to be dealing with the density of this third dimension. And you're going to be dealing with your DNA changing. If you start to float around in 4D, it's more of a feeling. Everything's a feeling. Everything's a subtle feeling. And when you're more aligned with the 4D frequencies, then you're more aligned to spirit. So your guides will be knocking on your door all the time, sending you subtle messages. And as you get more aligned with these energies, you will be able to understand in greater frequency what is going on within you and around you. Let your heart shine brightly this week. Never stop moving in the direction of your greatest passions. Love is awakening within your deepest core. You are directed and protected by the greatest sources of light and love in the universe. Well, I believe that. I also believe that you have to be careful not to let dark entities into your life, dark energies. As light as you may be, there's a pendulum, right? Where there's light, there is darkness. So, in every life, we all have, we'll call it the dark night of the soul. And I've had moments of, being trapped in my pain body and maybe not being in the best state of mind. But as you start to awaken and more each day, you will feel the shift. You're going to have days that you're bouncing off the walls because you're so euphoric and so positive. And then you're going to have other days you're going to be like, oh my God, how am I going to get out of bed? How am I going to work? So just be aware of this, and you're going to have aches and pains in the body. You're going to have your heart shock or where it feels bruised or been punched or kicked. And it's because you're letting go of all those old energies, those old wounds, those old pains. Even as I speak about it, I feel it, I feel it deeply. It's going to be a rough road for many people. But it's also going to be moments of euphoria, So when you have those moments of euphoria, ride them. Don't be afraid. Let the changes in your body. Just go in the flow, Just release all of that control. Just for a few moments. Because you'll know. You'll feel connected to Source. Just the same way you do when you're in the woods. Or you're among people you really love that you trust. You'll feel that, they'll feel that sense of community or connection. So just in the next few weeks especially, because I feel it like I've never felt it before. And I think even souls that are not terribly sensitive are going to notice that there's going to maybe be some mood swings. Just know it's possible that it's part of the shift. And be patient with yourself. And before you speak those words that could hurt the people you care about most, think. Think before you speak. That's as old as time. Not everyone is going to like you, and that's so true. So, live with it. Know that not everybody's going to dig your rhythm, not going to enjoy the song you're singing. So it's important that you love yourself fully, especially during this time. And don't judge yourself with others. You're unique. You're here for a reason. And your main pursuit should be, what is my greatest goal? What is my greatest passion? What lights me up? Those are the things you should be maybe really pursuing this year. Instead of just thinking, start doing. Start moving forward. The world is awakening with powerful waves of energy. Well, everything is energy. This transmission right now is energy. So it's a lot more than just the words that I'm speaking. It's the energy that you feel or you perceive, or if you're intuitive, you may be able to get some different frequencies or a connectiveness that you feel with me because maybe you're similar and you're also a sensitive being. So those souls who choose to live in the past will greatly suffer. You have to embrace change during this time in 2020. Be flexible with the changes that are going on within you. You are expanding your consciousness this year. Let the waves of healing and hope wash over you. That's a good piece of advice. Well, I'm going to end it there because it's getting close to 11 minutes. And I just want you to know that this time in history has never been repeated. And we are going into a time that will be in the history books. A lot of weather predictions are not even going to be close. We're going to have temperatures like we've never had before. And on the full spectrum, we're going to have the coldest colds and the warmest warms. You know, in Australia, I was reading that it was 106 Fahrenheit. That's crazy. I get insanely uncomfortable when it's 80. I can't even imagine what it would be if it was 106. We're also going to have, I think, people challenging the system more this year. I think patience, unfortunately, is going to come to an end for some people. And we're going to see some violent acts. And I'm hoping that if you know somebody within your circle who is maybe not in the best of headspaces, you go talk to them. And maybe you could be that person that stops a tragedy or gets that person help. Be very aware of your surroundings. And what I mean by that is be aware of the people you let in your inner circle and get your valuable time. Because time is the only thing that really has any great value. You know, the Egyptians tried to bring all of their possessions and treasures with them to the afterlife. And unfortunately, all we did was we raided their tombs. History has a tendency to repeat itself. And right now, with the poles, there are all kinds of bizarre magnetic shifts going on that are affecting our weather. I was reading some predictions what's going to happen, and we're going to have extreme weather. We're going to have more volcanoes. We're going to have effects from these volcanoes that will affect everything, you know, because if we have too much smoke or too much smog, then it blocks out the sun, which then in turn stops the production of food, which means that in no time flat, many people are not being able to sustain themselves because there are no crops. And without food production, we won't do very well for very long. I wish you well. I think we're in for a very challenging time. I hope that some of this comes across as positive. I know it's probably more negative than any other message I've done in the past, but I really believe we're in for a tough haul in the next, I would say the next 6 months. You're going to see the changes, and I think when you look at this video, if anything, this might be a prediction that is light. You're going to see other people predicting far worse than what I'm saying. I'm just going to end it off with this, okay? You are truly blessed. True love lives beyond this realm. Never lose faith in the power of simple acts of kindness. Thank you for all your waves of divine healing on the Twitter stream, on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube. I truly appreciate it. And if you can, please leave a comment. If any of this is disturbing to you, or you agree, or you resonate with some of the things I'm saying, or if you feel like I'm just, doing a very light version of the Kool-Aid that we're going to be served soon, tell me. Please subscribe. Please engage. And if you don't like some of the comments that are being left by other people, then in a very polite way, take a moment, think first, and do an appropriate response. Now, I have no right to tell you what to write, but I would like to believe you have within you, especially if you're looking at a video like this, you have aspects of your personality that want to improve this planet, to have better communications with our fellow human beings, and to be connected to something far greater than ourselves. Because we're going to have to connect together, all of us. Find your tribe this year. Hold close to you the people you love and tell them daily that you love them. Well, let's end it there, okay? Thank you for your time. May you have an awesome week. And may this 2020 be a year to remember. And may it be a year of spiritual growth and maybe personal awakening for you and the people you love. And please always choose to be kind. Take care. Bye-bye.